From the age of 0 to 14, the brain is developing, the characteristics are developing, the personalities are developing, the belief systems are developing in a child. And how are they developing? They're developing on the basis of the influence of environmental factors. Anything outside of the baby is creating the belief systems. Or even if the baby is sleeping, the subconscious is constantly assimilating. Providing is not parenting. Paying for the baby is not parenting. Paying for the education is not parenting. Parenting is to consistently love a baby physically and emotionally, at least for the first 14 years. Why 14 years? Because the first bond the baby has is with the parents. There are two chemicals that release oxytocin, vasopressin. Now when this baby grows up and now she's about to fall in love with someone, it's the release of oxytocin, vasopressin, dopamine, norepinephrine. And when they release, now the baby's feeling loved again. And the kind of behavior, response, reaction, retaliation that this partner girl has with the boyfriend is extremely similar to what the baby would have wanted to have with the parents. And understand that this in theory is called the attachment style theory. And now when she grows up, she starts meeting expectations of the family. She's got marriage, she's got friends, she's buying things, but she's coming back home and has that emptiness. She's like, what is this emptiness? I've got everything. Oh, this emptiness is the lack of parenting.
What would be some way that someone could go back to those experiences?
And when you tell me I want to change my behaviors, you cannot change your behaviors if you don't change your feelings, you don't change your thoughts, you don't change your beliefs, and don't heal from the trauma. Trauma is essentially to release stuck up emotion from a particular event that has created a particular belief in you.
How could someone tap into these beliefs or this subconscious programming?
So you can do yoga, you can do meditation, you can do breath work and still suddenly come out in a panic attack. And then you're like, dude, I've been doing this for a year and it hasn't worked. No, it hasn't worked. It's the whipped cream on the cheesecake, sir. You know, I'm talking about the crumbs beneath. Or we cannot unsee that. I can't ask you to journal and forget your history. I can't ask you to meditate and not think. I can't make you do yoga and forget a molestation.
Welcome back to Twist of Reality. Today, we're sitting down with someone whose work dives deep into the complexities of human emotion, relationships, trauma, and healing. Psychologist Pablo Arani Ray. Welcome, Pablo. Thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you so much, Stevan.
Before we get into our conversation, why don't you tell us more about yourself, who you are, what you do, what you focus on right now?
Oh, fantastic. I'm just a common man from a middle-class family in India. I started my career with a law degree, surprising. And then I went into very, very different domains trying to finding my purpose. And eventually I got to psychology. Degree-wise, officially, I've done a bachelor's, I've done a master's, I'm a psychologist now. But that's the degree isn't what created a psychologist out of me, it's my wife. At this point, I work with humans around the world to grow deeper into who they are, why they're there, and to heal them from experiences that have held them in the way they're supposed to be. And who I am is something that I'd say I'd give it a lot to my mom for giving me birth, and I'd give a lot more to my wife to the man I am today. It is through her trauma that I took this seriously, that I took the millions of women around going through exactly what she goes through. It took me my wife to almost lose herself to come into this profession. And yes, this is who I am, and I work with attachment styles, I work with marriages, I work with conflict, I work with children, I work with abandonment, rejection, I work with humans. That's what I do.
Wow, I'm like ready to throw away all that I had prepared for this episode, and I really want to jump into held back from who we truly are.
Yeah.
Who would you say is it what are the qualities that you would say that are truly us?
So that's a deep question that can be answered in multiple ways. And so there's a societal way of answering it. A societal way is how we represent us as who we are. So it's the clothes we wear, it's the job we do, it's the stuff that we tell our friends we are, it's the stuff that we watch, it's our interest, it's our cars, it's the money. It's what we tell people who we are. That is one representation of us. And then there is who we are. Who we are is something that's very core to us. As soon as we are born, Stephen, as soon as we're born, we're immediately now wearing personas. We're now starting to become the son, and then become the brother, then become the friend, and become the husband, and then become the boyfriend, and become the student. And so we now try to fit ourselves into relationships that have expectations from us, hence constantly creating personas, versions of ourselves. By the time our cognition starts, we don't know who we are. We know the son we are. We know the brother we are. We know the husband we are. We know the student, the employee, the businessman we are. But who am I is something I just never got a chance to figure, understand. But who we are is who we really are without the expectations of society, without the expectations of relationships, without the expectations of who you think I should be. And when society isn't an invisible blanket on who I am supposed to be. When I really get to the core of who I am is literally accepting who I am from my cons, from my insecurities, from my fears, from my abandonment, from my rejection, from my loss of love. Once I really know who I am, is when I'm ready to accept myself as who I am. And that's when you get to know me as who I am. And so that's who I am then. And so it takes a little time to dig deeper into who we are. And then, of course, there's religion, and different religions will teach you different ways to get to who you are. But all of them are coming back to the same source. Mm.
Yes, I love that question, who am I? And I think it's important to keep asking that because trying to fit into these different personas,
Yeah.
we sometimes get lost in them and we forget who we are. And the qualities that I wanted to also mention is for me something that I've realized with time is that there are certain qualities that are rooted in expansion, rooted in harmony, rooted in love. And then there are certain qualities which are rooted in darkness, rooted in trauma, rooted in fear. And there's a lot of judgment. Like, once we realize that, okay, I have this darkness, I have these fears, we tend to avoid it, right? Like we have different ways of avoiding it. Could be now mostly our phones, previously maybe newspaper, watching TV, so many things. So how would you say if someone is listening to this and they're realizing that I'm playing all these different personas and I'm struggling to find myself, my true self in that, how would you say, what would be the steps for someone to become more of who they truly are?
Yeah. Okay, before I dive into the answer, I need to give you background because anyone that's listening to us is a layman. If I'm going to start using psychological terms, extreme terms, difficult vocabulary. No, let's come back to who you and me are. We're very basic humans. We're basic boys from basic families. And I'm going to start explaining from the core, just so that we're very clear where we're going. Now, as soon as a baby is conceived in the womb, the first thing that's created is the brainstem, then is the emotional brain, and then is the cognitive brain. And in whatever state the mother is in during a pregnancy, could be fear, stress, anger, pain, agony, inadequacy, insecurity, unlovability, absolutely translates into the baby's brainstem, emotional, and cognitive brain. Now, 50 to 60% of the babies that are born statistically are inherently a little fearful, a little anxious, a little insecure. Why is that? Because the mother's neuroscience is absolutely connected to the baby's neuroscience. Very simply put, neuroscience is the science of the nervous system. Now, super important, Stephen, that from the age of 0 to 14, there's a process called myelination. And in that process, the engine is being made. What's the engine? The engine is the brain, right? So the brain is developing, the characteristics are developing, the personalities are developing, the belief systems are developing in a child. And how are they developing? They're developing on the basis of the influence of environmental factors. Anything outside of the baby is creating the belief systems. And now, even if the baby is sleeping, the subconscious is constantly assimilating. And now, let's say mom and dad are fighting. Oh, maybe relationships are not that easy. Uh, Mom's got hurt and dad's here putting an ointment. Oh, that's pain. Oh, that's empathy. That's sympathy. Okay. People are home and mom's serving coffee. Ah, that's hospitality, isn't it? Okay. And so the beliefs are being created. Now, understand there's a massive difference between providing and parenting. Very, very clear. I can even say it in Hindi if you want, and I can say it in English so that it reaches the right amount of people. So we as humans, as a woman wants to be a mother, that's a milestone. A man wants to be a father, that's a milestone. And so we intentionally want a child. We understand that we want a child. And so we have sex. And we have sex at a particular time in the month. And then we have a zygote. A zygote is what you and me can create. We are humans. Life force is not you and me create. So we look up, please, God, give us a child. And so God is this massive energy, and we're not going to religion, we're just going to one source, which will tear a part of God and hit mother's crown chakra and go in and hit the zygote as life force, that is prana. When the baby is born, the baby has its own purpose, it's got its own soul, it's got its own mind, own heart, own body. Now, you and me as parents have intended for the baby, given birth to the baby, and so it is our responsibility to take care of the baby. From age 0 to 20, everything food, water, electricity, shelter, internet, education, pooping, peeing, all of that is our responsibility. Why? Because we took it on. We called the baby, isn't it? And so, with whatever little knowledge we have, we provide for the baby. And so, I could be a farmer and I could be a business owner, but whatever my financial situation, my baby will adapt. It's an evolutionary being. And now, after 20 years of age, I cannot narrate my responsibility as a favor on the baby. Hey, we did this for you. We kept you in the womb. We paid for you, and you can't do this to us. As soon as we do that, we infuse guilt into the baby. As soon as the guilt is infused, babies, children love their parents more than anything else in this entire universe. And as soon as guilt is infused, they are here to give back everything back to their parents. What do they give back? Their life decisions, the partners they want to marry, the careers they want to take, the life they want, everything. Mom, yeah, mom, I'll give it back to you, dad. Yeah, yes. Oh, you guys want it? Yeah. And what are parents doing here? They are very simply narrating their basic responsibility as a favor on the baby, which almost means like if the baby wasn't born, he wouldn't go to work and eat. Almost feels like if the baby wasn't born, they wouldn't live their life. And so the baby's in this constant pressure. Oh, उन्होंने किया मेरे लिए, है ना? Papa, mummy, they did it for us. So shouldn't we do it back? Yeah? We'll do it back. Let us give it back. And so, also, these parents are beautiful in terms of how they infuse guilt constantly. Where I get clients where people are wanting to kill themselves because they're not enough for their parents. And so, it's just shocking to see that parents are asking for validation from a child. And I kept you for 9 months in the womb and I worked so hard for you. And so the baby is like, suddenly now, you let us know that are you validating us for our existence? Understand that this is providing. Parents have called for the baby. It's basic responsibility. This is not something that you've gone out of the world. Yes, mom, sister, girlfriend, wife, all of you have a womb. All of you have a placenta. All of you have an umbilical cord. Yes, you chose to have a baby and you knew you'd have a baby. So we understand we're not minimizing the pain while you have the baby. But I'm saying you shouldn't narrate it as a favor to the baby to have the baby because you chose to have the baby. When you choose to have the baby, you're responsible for the baby. Very simply, providing is not parenting. Paying for the baby is not parenting. Paying for the education is not parenting. What is parenting? Parenting is to, as soon as the baby is there, the heartbeat starts, and you're blessed with the baby, both the parents are given the power to love. And so parenting is to consistently love a baby physically and emotionally, at least for the first 14 years. Why 14 years? Because myelination. After 14 years, if you do not, it's okay. They'll figure it out. And so there are some clients and their fathers that come to me that are 62, 65, mostly Asian. Is like, hey, I love my daughter. Like, okay, what did he do, sir? I got her married. I gave her gold. I got her a car, and I got her a lehenga. I got her education. No, 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 no. What is love? Tell me, how did you love her, sir? I gave her my hard-earned money. No. What is the love, sir? This is the love. Oh, are you saying that you paid for her, so that's love? Yeah, what else? Oh, now understand. That's what they think. What is love? You show me how to love a baby. And if I ever had a daughter, Steven, so, oh, my baby, my queen, my love, my princess, you're so gorgeous. That's how you treat a baby. That's how a baby becomes secure. That's how a baby understands her worth. And so parenting does not need money, simply. So if there's a 5-year-old baby girl in the room, and the room is surrounded by a forest, so there's nothing in that room, and they don't have electricity, and dad earns 5,000 rupees. And all they eat is a little bit of rice and water without salt every single day. And if that is how the baby's treated by that set of parents, the baby's already a queen in that village. And wherever she goes to another city, she's a queen. She goes to another country, she's a queen. In the same village, there's a palace. And in that palace, the king has a daughter. And the baby's like, dad, 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 dad. Okay, I have to run the kingdom. I have to earn money, right? Come on, go to mom. Mom, mom, mom. I have to cook, right? The people, I have to cook. Oh, dad, I have to run. Mom, I have to cook. Okay. And she grows up. It's like, hey, here's your throne, darling. You're the princess, baby. Here, take your tiara. No, I'm not a queen. I'm not a princess. Understand that parenting does not need money. It's about love and attention, right? When parenting is started at the basis with love, it's very easy to get to know who you are. So when a baby is accepted as the baby is, so the daughter is growing up and drawing, and the daughter's like, huh? What are you drawing? Go to the kitchen with mom. First way of not being who you are. So I cannot force anyone in the first 18 years to become themselves. It is the parents that create that space for them. It is so hard for someone after 18 to break through the shackles of parenting, break through the shackles of the narrative of what society is, what people are, what culture is. To break through that and to become yourself is not a one-day fix, because mom and dad has already done it wrong. And let's not blame mom and dad. Mom and dad did it wrong because mom's parents treated mom like that, dad's parents treated dad like that. And why did they treat them like that? Oh, because their parents treated them like that. And so if you want to hold someone, you got to go out 4,500 years up there and hold an ancestor. And they're like, hey, at this time. And they started it when there was no food, right? They had to like dig in stuff and eat fruits and vegetables, and men had the power. So they had the power in terms of physicality that was given to them to provide and protect women and their children, and to get fruits, to get vegetables, to get food. That's why you're a man. I'm a man. That's masculinity, is protection. The feminine was supposed to create, procreate, blossom like a flower. And suddenly now the man is the body, the alcohol, the rage, the fury, the way I speak to women, I put you down. That has become the masculine. And so we've lost it.
Yeah. We lost the strength.
We lost
We
it.
lost the strength, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. But we're still behaving like that tribal man who thinks he's the boss.
Yes, and we don't take responsibility of our wives, of our daughters. They're flowers, right? We are supposed to treat them with emotion, not tell them what to do. Oh,
Mm.
who do you think you are? Who do I think I am? No. If women were supposed to be something, they would probably be more than a man. They can create a baby. You give them vegetables, they'll make you a meal. Give them a house, they'll make it a home. Give them love, they'll make it a family. Can you and me do it? No. And you tell them you're more than a man, and they'll say, no, you're more than us. And so we lost the concept. So again, parenting is just about love, and all of that starts from the base. And we cannot go up and hold someone by the collar now. So you and me break the chain so that our children don't come out like that. And that's how we revolutionize society. So to answer your question, how does someone get to change themselves or to find out, is to go back to childhood and understand how you were made, and then question everything about
Yeah.
what you were told. And when you start questioning, you break patterns of, oh, you're dark and fair, oh, you're fat and thin, oh, he's got more money, I've got less money. Oh, I shouldn't get married, right? Because I'm not good enough. No, dad, I don't deserve it, right? Because my job is not enough. It all starts there. And that's how you can kind of get within and change yourself. And it's tough. So tough because society is sitting there to judge you. And society is this invisible narrative. Invisible narrative. Who are these people? Where are these people? Don't know. What is your respect? Your daughter is going to eat your respect away? No, sir. Your respect is based on the kind of man you are, the kind of husband you are, the kind of father you are, and the kind of businessman you are. It's not based on who your daughter marries. Your
Mhm.
daughter's respect is based on your daughter's decisions. Your respect is based on your decisions. What is this constant infusion of guilt you play with your kids? That your kids are not able to live the life they should be living? I'm sorry, I might go off topic, but this is so personal. Because I see women come to me, men come to me from around the world, and their pain is what I feel now when I speak about it. Now that you're putting it out there, might as well go out there. Okay.
Yeah, there are a few things that I want to touch upon. I love the guilt topic. That's definitely something that has come up for my wife as well. I want to touch upon first what you were saying about the parenting, the difference between being a parent and providing. And when I was small, like 13, 14 years old, and I would travel with the train to my school, I would always see these women who would put their child into the small cart, like where how they drive the children, and they would put it in the train, and they would sit next to them on the phone, and they would gossip, 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 talk bad about people. And I was at that age, I was wondering, do they think that the child does not know just because it doesn't speak the language? Do they think that their words don't have any impact on the child at that age? I mean, it doesn't understand what you're saying, but it can definitely feel how you're feeling.
Yeah.
And that was the first time when I really understood how important parenting is and the difference between thinking you are a parent and actually being a parent, which means caring for your child at any point in time,
Yeah.
not taking any breaks from that role as a parent.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing. And the second thing was somewhere down the line, when I started working and encountering different people, I ended up in a room with another man who was on a call, and he was talking to a small daughter, and his daughter he was putting it on a speaker, so his daughter was telling him, "Dad, Dad, I want you to come home." And so he said, "Dad has to be here and work." And they were talking in a different language, which is my native language. And they were talking, so he was not in his country. He was working in a different country. And he said, "I have to be here in Germany to work for you." And she said, "No, no, no, I want you to be here. It's going to be Christmas." And he said, "Yeah, but who's going to pay for your gifts?" And in that moment, I felt this deep pain in my heart that him thinking it's more important to have money to pay for gifts to provide to his daughter than to be there for his daughter. So this was another insight that really hit me, and I think it comes back to what you were sharing. So these two things I just wanted to share because I feel like when we go through life, we experience certain things and putting it like bringing it back to these stories. Is there anything that you want to say before?
And when you talked about the mother taking the baby in a cart and talking on the phone, um, understand that it's not what the mother wants to do. The mother was also a daughter. And so that comes from certain parenting a certain behavior, a certain understanding of motherhood from the society and the culture she comes from. When the dad told the daughter, I can't come because I have to pay for your gifts, is coming from a space of lack. That lack was created in the family. When a boy is constantly grown up thinking, hey, we don't have money, save, save, save. What's most important? Get a government job, get a government job, get a government job, leave everything. How, that's your respect, that's your existence, that's your identity. And so that man is now in the umbrella of society and belief systems. And so he thinks that that is the most important. And if he does that, his daughter is going to be protected. And so he's sacrificing something on the basis of a belief system that his mom created, on the basis of a belief system that does not exist, because he did not question that. And so then let's say that every human was a baby at some point. And so we can't just hold dad, can't just hold mom. They've also been through something to create something of themselves to be this way to their child. And so it's just not one person, you know. Okay, go on. Ask me tons of
Yeah.
questions, Stephen. Yeah.
No, I love this because I agree with you that there is a responsibility that we have to take, and that is to go back into those parts that are still hurt.
Yeah.
And as you said, we should not blame our parents, because somewhere I truly believe that we chose our parents, and we chose to incarnate or to be born in this situation, in this family, in this environment, because we wanted to go through that experience, to learn something from it, and then to be able to transform it, to transcend it, to learn from it, to grow through it, and also to become someone who can then help someone else who is also in that situation, help along, help to get out of that situation. So I believe that what you said is very, very true, that we shouldn't blame or hold someone at their neck.
I want to just rephrase this. You know, while I am very sympathetic with the woman on the train and the man that called the daughter, uh, I don't not blame them. I blame them. And I blame them because you and me can do the best every day we can to change it for our daughter. And my
Mhm.
father could have been a certain way, and my mother could have been a certain way. And if I don't try to make the change, how does it change? So I will be blamed if I'm not going through introspect and make the change. So each one of us have the ability to do the best we can every single day. And so the blame is not on the basis of who you are, the blame is on the basis of who you chose to be. And you could have a bad father and you experience a bad father, which means you have an option to be a good father now. You can't make that an excuse to be a bad father again. And then your son has the same. It's a cycle. So the blame is not about who you are. The blame is that you're not trying hard enough to open your eyes and understand and become the relation, the label that you promised to be, the father, the mother, the brother, the sister, the friend, whatever. That's where the blame is. So I cannot let parents just go, seeing that you're not to blame because they're just going to be like, okay, then, well, we're just going to sit here till we die. No, no, sir. You can do your best, isn't it? Isn't that your baby? You must have gone through shit. That means that's more the reason you shouldn't put your daughter through shit.
And
Okay, let's go on.
yes, let's dive deeper into the guilt part, because I've seen that guilt is something that holds us back from becoming exactly that, the person that we are meant to be, or the person that we cannot even imagine that we could be.
Yeah,
And I think especially guilt and shame are the two things which are holding us back in so many ways. So I would just like to ask you if you could go a little bit deeper into this.
into guilt and shame. Now, what is guilt? Guilt is like a open bubble. You blast it, there's nothing in it. Guilt is an emotion that people create within people, that society creates within people to feel a certain way about certain people. Very simple now. Understand that anyone that makes you feel guilty is coming from a space of insecurity and invalidation. The guilt that you feel is going to make them feel enough. It has nothing to do with you. If you feel guilty about a certain act that you did, that guilt is neither going to undo what you had done in the past, nor change what is going to come out of what you've done. So, guilt can usually be used as a tool to make you a better person, not to sit on it and crib about it over and over and over again. So, guilt, in a sense, is just a tool of society to infuse and make people do what they want them to do on the basis of guilt. I've become old. Wouldn't you come take care of me, son? We took care of you for 20 years. You're not gonna. Oh, we're dating for 10 years. You remember the days you didn't have money and paid you money, and now you can't take care of me? My God, we were friends when no one was your friend, and today you're leaving me. Or today you've become big, so you don't care about me, isn't it? What are they trying to do? All of these people are trying to get validated for their presence in their life for a certain reason. If a relationship is valued, there is no guilt. I love you, Steven. You love me. Today, 5 years later, you could have a different path. I could have a different path. And 5 years later, Steven, you remember the first podcast. And now you don't even talk to me, man. What's the point? I'm coming from a space of being unseen where you didn't promise to see me. And I'm trying to make you feel something that I feel about myself. And that is guilt. Guilt will shake everything, and guilt doesn't exist. As soon as a daughter and son is out of guilt, they're going to fly. They're going to make their lives. They're going to expose themselves to different careers, different colleges, different societies, different countries, and become the best version of themselves. But no, parents need validation for the stuff they've given, right? It's an investment. A child has suddenly become an investment. The womb, the house, the electricity, the education is investment. And to get a return on investment, I use guilt. Otherwise, there's no way to hold you because you're so handsome and you have an open mind and you have exposure and you speak well and you'll make your life. And if you go to make your life, who's going to validate what I did for you? You can't leave your father like that, can you? And so then guilt is basically holding everyone back. Everyone is responsible for everyone else. Very, very clear. Let me again make it very clear. This would be raw, but this is what it is. As parents, we create a child because we want that milestone. We get to expect nothing from our children. We are not entitled for nothing from our children because we call the children, we have the children because we want the children. We don't even ask the children if they want to come. After we have them, we care for the children on the basis of our own accord. And then suddenly, after 18 years, we say, hey, you're the nurse, you're the caretaker, you're the slave, and you should come back and take care of us. So suddenly, because you took care of them for 18 years because you wanted to have them. And now you're making it sound like you went out of your comfort zone to make it happen. But that was your basic responsibility because you chose to have me. And so understand that they're feeling entitled for a basic responsibility. There is no entitlement. This child, I will have a baby. I will love the baby, grow the baby with some values, with some systems, with some beliefs. After 18, 19, 20, the baby is free to go, enjoy a life, go to college, expose, fall in love with a man or a woman of their choice. They want to marry someone of the same gender, of the same religion, different religion. I don't get to choose. If I have a good relationship with my baby, then he or she can come back and, hey, dad, I like this guy. Do you think? Yeah, he can take a suggestion, not my permission. I'm not an authority to my children. I don't tell them what to do. And I don't tell them this career is not good, that career is good. Why? Who am I? Am I a career counselor? No. Because I'm a doctor, you should be a doctor? No. You like it, babe? It's natural to you. Music is coming naturally to you. You understand the tunes. You love it. It makes you happy. Go do it.
We'll be right back to the conversation in just a moment, so stay tuned. If you have ever wanted to create a podcast or edit videos like I do, Descript is my go-to. I use it to edit my podcast, cut short clips for social media, and clean up my audio, all just by editing text like a document. It's AI-powered, fast, and intuitive. You can remove filler words, add stock footage, and even generate captions in seconds. Whether you're a creator, business owner, or just getting started, Descript makes editing effortless. Try it out for free with the link in the description. Now back to the conversation.
You understand the tunes, you love it, it makes you happy, go do it. Oh no, doctor, engineer, lawyer, they are earning money. Is that how I'm supposed to show my baby purpose? No. Should be natural, isn't it? So my job as a father is to guard him from the society. Tell him, go do what you want. Daddy's here. Nothing can touch you. And not make him feel guilty about giving back to me. Till the time I die, each of us have been given our hands, our legs, our nose, our eyes, or whatever, whole body is given to us. And so I'm responsible for me and you're responsible for you. If I can shower and eat, I can take care of myself. I don't need my son to leave her career, leave his wife, leave everything, and come back and take care of me. And come back and take care of me on the basis of a guilt. What is the vision of the guilt? One fine night, if I have a heart attack, and if you are not there, you're not going to be able to see your ailing father and he will die. And he says, okay, I'm going to leave my job in the US and come back, Dad. Don't worry. I'm here, Dad. I'm here, Dad. I'm here, Dad. He said, oh, he's coming back. And now he's back. And Dad is smoking and chilling. And I was, oh, beta hai na, beta, kar lega, beta kar lega, beta kar lega. And Dad is not dying. And so understand the propaganda. Why is the son back? Mera beta aa gaya, haan? Kahan hai? Society, people, my son is back. My son is back. That's the kind of parenting we did. That our son left everything and came back to us. Look at the importance. It's toxic. So, child after 20 years old should choose their own path. Whatever degree they do, they can do one, they can do two, they can do three, they can do four. They can do one career, leave it, do another, leave it, do another, leave it, do another, leave it, till they get their own purpose. What is the problem? इतना invest हो गया तेरा career में अब तूने. They are sitting in cabins doing something that they don't like because the father is invested in their education, which was his responsibility. Now he wants a return on investment from his son. No, ask him, are you liking it? ठीक है ना तेरा? अच्छा, नहीं, Dad, I'm not liking it. Okay, cool. Don't like it now. Understand what else you want to do. Want to do music, want to do art, want to talk, want to cook, want to polish shoes, do whatever. Go, I'm here. That is a dad. So there is no entitlement that we as parents have from our kids. There is no return on investment for the womb of your wife and for the stuff that you got to home because you would anyways live a life. Correct? So your job as a parent is to grow a beautiful baby, enjoy the journey of a baby growing up. It's a milestone, blessing the baby and letting the baby go. And not tying the baby into you feeling validated that हमें कौन देगा भाई? हमने इतने पैसे दिए हैं. I don't know if you understand Hindi, but I'm just putting it into perspective because we come from here. And so then again, very clearly, I as a parent is not entitled to anything. Now, when my baby grows up, he gets married, he has a baby, all his responsibilities for his baby.
In
And when he has a baby, he gets nothing to expect from his baby. His baby grows up, has a baby. So it's a forward going cycle. No one's coming back. I'm a dad. How are you, as my son, going to take care of me? I should be responsible for my body, for my health. I have doctors here. If something happens, I'll go to the doctor. If I'm educated, I'll say. If I'm not educated, I'll say paining. He'll say, okay, so test, I don't have to be educated. Okay, come, injection, doctor will say, okay, here, medicines. I can't treat, no problem. You go to the pharmacy, he'll give you. Give, okay, 2 times after lunch, 2 times after dinner. Okay. And so, open the medicine, lunch is done, eat it. Like, why do you think you're not responsible for yourself? Why are you waiting for your daughter to leave her life, your son to leave their life and come back and take care of something that you can take care of? Since you're taking a shower, you're eating, you're chilling with your friends, you can't take care of yourself. So don't tell me this is propaganda. You're pulling your children back to yourself to feel validated in front of society, and you're tying them in a box so that they don't expand and become what they're supposed to be. Sorry, just went into a flow.
It's painful. It's very painful. I can see that. Like I see how parents are feeling empty because they don't have a purpose.
Yeah.
And their only purpose was to have children, and even that was not out of their own desire, but largely because the family was telling them this is what you have to do, this is
Yeah.
what you need to do.
Yes.
And without a child, you don't have any purpose.
Yeah.
And so I think now it's like the opposite, right? Like a lot of women that are my surrounding, they're like, no, I don't want to have any children
Yeah.
because I don't want that to make the only thing that's important to me. But then at the same time, I see both. I see now women who feel empowered to make their own choices, but then I also see women who make choices just to be against what their parents have done. So I don't want to have a child because I've seen how bad marriage is. I've seen how, like I did my parents divorced. So when I was around 18, they divorced, and I was like, I left the home for a year. I lived in a different country, and then I traveled, and I pretty much never really came back.
Yeah.
And so I can see how it could go into an extreme. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I've seen my parents, I've seen the patterns. I don't want to repeat any of it. But we are, I don't know. I find many times when I talk to people who have this very strong desire of not wanting to have children, that a lot of them have that desire because of a certain pain, a certain trauma that they're holding on.
Absolutely. That's right. That's absolutely right. And that's what's happening. Well, each of us need to go back and work on ourselves. We have created belief systems on the basis of the experiences we've had. And so that cannot be the only experience. So then you need to be willing to work on yourself. Every human being grows up with an attachment style, and every person in a relationship is going to be very similar to how they were as a child at home. And so when a woman is wanting a man to be emotionally available and the man is not being able to express emotions, that's coming from childhood. When the woman immediately feels abandoned when the man is not expressing, but the man is showing love by doing acts of service, is not enough for the woman, that is coming from childhood. When the man is not calling the woman for 2 3 hours and the woman is feeling rejection, abandoned, that is coming from childhood. And when the man comes back and the child and the woman is shouting on the man to for him to give her a behavior that will make her feel validated, is going to shut the man down, and that comes from child. So then, yeah, there's so many experiences that we go through as a child that creates belief systems, but all those belief systems are breakable. All of the women that don't want to have a baby is from a space of rebellion, from a space of pain, from a space of how they were treated. And as soon as that is treated, they're the most beautiful mothers in the world.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel that now when you are becoming more conscious and realizing that you you know your patterns, you're becoming more aware, you're working on them, you're dissolving them, you're distancing yourself from those toxic behaviors, you're becoming more of who you really are, then it's like you would be the best mother or father that a child could wish for. Like,
Yeah.
why do you feel like you're not capable of it, or why do you feel like it's not possible for you?
I mean, it's just, how experiences get deeply embedded in your system. You cannot, it's all stored in the subconscious, so you cannot run away from what you felt and what you've experienced in those houses being broken. So it is very, very difficult for these people to even start believing that I could have a baby. I don't want to. But as soon as they start working on themselves, go back, heal themselves from that trauma, they're going to be ready to. But on a logical, rational level, to give them motivation, oh, go have a baby, it's going to be fine, it's not going to work for them. That doesn't work because the pain is deeper than that.
What would be some way that someone could go back to those experiences? Is there anything, for example, journaling specific questions, or like how could someone tap into these beliefs or this subconscious programming, how to undo the subconscious programming?
Ah, oh, that's a deep question. There's so much in that. It's very tough for people to just journal and go back, to meditate and go back, to do breath work and go back. So you would ideally need a therapist to help you go, because you'll always have a bias towards your own story. So it's essentially you go back and you look at your entire story and you map the sensations, you map where each of those emotions started. And I'm giving all of this without any perspective, so it might be very tough for you to uh, grasp what I'm trying to say. But let me just, do we have time? Then I would just go.
Yeah, and I want to say I understand what you're saying because I've been surrounded by people who are deeply devoted to their practices, inner practices, meditation, yoga, breathwork, what you shared. I've like, people who have very good schedules, they eat very healthy, they take care of their bodies, they take care of everything. But you're right, a lot of them still are trapped in these limiting beliefs.
All of this are sustenance tools, understand. These are not healing tools. These are sustenance. You meditate to align yourself, ground yourself, and reset your nervous system. Good. You do breath work for the same. You do yoga to get yourself in alignment. You do all of these to sustain a state that you've already healed from. These are not healing mechanisms. So you can do yoga, you can do meditation, you can do breath work, and still suddenly come out in a panic attack. And then you're like, dude, I've been doing this for a year and it hasn't worked. No, it hasn't worked. It's the whipped cream on the cheesecake, sir. I'm talking about the crumbs beneath. Or we cannot unsee that. I can't ask you to journal and forget your history. I can't ask you to meditate and not think. I can't you to make you do yoga and forget a molestation history. All right then, let's get deeper. Understand that I'm going to pick it up from providing and parenting, and I'm connecting you back. I'm connecting your head back there, and I'm adding to the story. Now, as soon as a baby is born, now the first relationship, the first bond the baby has is with the parents. So the parents become the primary caregiver. And as soon as the parents give a little bit of love to the baby, there are two chemicals that release oxytocin, vasopressin. They release. When they release, the baby starts feeling very loved, very nurtured, very taken care of. Now, when this baby grows up and now she's about to fall in love with someone, it's the release of oxytocin, vasopressin, dopamine, norepinephrine. And when they release, now the baby's feeling loved again. And the kind of behavior, response, reaction, retaliation that this partner girl has with the boyfriend is extremely similar to what the baby would have wanted to have with the parents. These are two emotional experiences that feel the same because of the release of the same hormones. And understand that this in theory is called the attachment style theory. Now, let me make it narrative. We're walking into three different houses. The first house that we walk into, there's a 5-year-old baby girl. She's running around the living room. Mom's in the kitchen cooking. While she's cooking, the baby falls down. The baby falls. Mom runs out. Hey, you okay? I'm here, baby. I love you. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. The baby starts running the second time, falls the second time. Mom runs out again, starts taking care of the baby. I'm okay. You okay? Yeah, come on. Third time, the baby falls. Mom does the same thing. Fourth time, the baby falls. Mom does the same thing. In this house, mom's going through parental issues, marital issues, financial issues, health issues, wealth issues, all of these issues. But in this house, she first chooses to prioritize the baby and meet the baby's needs. And then she resolves her problems. When she does this continuously, she displays something known as consistent parenting. When she displayed consistent parenting, the baby in her belief system, hey, no matter what I do, no matter how I look, no matter how I study, no matter how many times I fall or fail, mom's there with me. And when this baby grows up and gets into a relationship with a man, she's compassionate, she's empathetic, she's self reliant, she's self independent, she knows how to set boundaries, she knows how to balance her emotions, she will not self sabotage herself, she will not disrespect the other person, she's happy to be alone, she's okay to be with someone else as well. She is her number one priority on the basis of how she was treated by her parents, is what she feels for herself. So she will call a spade a spade. There's value in this relationship. I'm here. No value. Bye. You guys want to have pizza? 5 of you. I want to have Chinese. But it's okay. You guys can carry on. I'm going to go have Chinese. Self priority. This person is a secure person, understands what he or she wants, does what he or she wants, not in a very selfish way, but in a very self aware way. He's a very secure person. We walk into the second house. There's a 7-year-old baby girl. She's running around the living room. Mom's in the kitchen cooking. While she runs around, mom goes, looks at the baby running out. Baby falls. The baby falls. Mom runs out. You okay? I'm here, baby. I love you. It's okay. The second time the baby runs and falls, Mom doesn't come. She's probably fighting with dad or doing something. Third time the baby runs and falls, mom runs out and starts taking care of the baby. Fourth time the baby falls, mom doesn't come. In this house, mom also has marital issues, parental issues, familial issues, societal issues, health issues, wealth issues, all of that. But in this house, she first chooses to resolve her own problems. And now, with whatever time is left, is given to the baby. When that happens continuously, she displays something known as inconsistent parenting. When she displays inconsistent parenting, the baby in her belief system, the first time mom comes, she's very happy. Second time mom doesn't come. She's like, hey, did I do something? Maybe it's me. She goes into self-blame. Third time mom comes, she's okay. Fourth time mom doesn't come. That's the inception of abandonment. Now, understand that there are three seeds planted into this baby's brain: insecurity, anxiety, and abandonment. And when this baby grows up and gets into a relationship, she's very clingy, very needy. She's constantly seeking validation. She's constantly seeking reassurance. The number one thing she wants in a relationship is emotional availability. So the boy says, hey, I'm going to call you at 10, baby. And so from 9:30, she's like, she's looking at the phone. Oh, he's going to call, he's going to call, he's going to call. He doesn't call at 10, he calls at 11. Boom. Like, hey, what's wrong with you? You told me you're going to call me at 10, it's 11. It's almost like you're not considerate about me. I'm not your priority. You're taking me for granted. You know what is this? Is not how it works. You're treating me like an option. Boom. But on the inside, she's feeling a little insecure. She's feeling, oh shit, I hope he doesn't leave me. I hope I wasn't too rude. On another day, she drops him a WhatsApp message and he sees the message, doesn't respond. When he doesn't respond for a couple of hours, she calls him. She's like, hey, what's wrong with you? You're online, you're talking to other people, but you cannot respond to me. I mean, it's almost like I'm an option. I'm not your priority. You don't consider me. And when you message me, I actually stop everything and I call you back. I message you back. That's your importance. And boom. But now she's starting to feel a little undervalued, unimportant, unseen, unheard. Now, what's happening to this baby? She also has a superpower. Her superpower is overthinking. So she can think, and reach the worst possible outcome. And from there, she can activate the amygdala. The amygdala is the emotional control center of the brain. So from thought, she'll become angry. From thought, she'll become fearful. From thought, she can cry. And from thought, she can go to shame. And she'll be in the cycle of thought to emotion, thought to emotion, thought to emotion, thought to emotion. And she can be in this cycle for 8 seconds, 8 minutes, 8 hours, 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 months, and it goes to 8 weeks, 8 months. There's extreme depression, extreme anxiety. And now, when her assumption of reality is broken by the person she loves, and he says, hey, baby, no, I'm sorry, I love you, I'm here, I'm really sorry, I'm really sorry. She feels reassured, and boom, she breaks out of that cycle. She's like, oh, okay, thank you, thank you. What's happening to this baby? When she was being brought up, providing happened. What missed? Parenting. Missed. Remember, refer to what parenting is. So parenting's missed. And so when she was growing up, she was standing in different corners of her house, looking at parents and wanting to be held, wanting to be loved, wanting to be touched, wanting to be picked up, wanting to be nurtured. Why? Because her friends would be. And why? Because she would watch it on TV. So then why not me? And so she would just wait. And sometimes she would get it, and most of the time she wouldn't. And when she wouldn't, she would normalize it. She would say, oh, maybe this is all I get. Maybe this is all that there is. And that creates a tiny belief system of maybe I don't deserve love. And now when she grows up, she starts meeting expectations of the family. Mom, I'll sleep down, don't worry. No, Dad, oh, you can take mine. Oh, brother, I'll pay for you. No, I'm here. I'll do it all. I'll please you all. With the expectation of that you will give back a little bit of love to me. And when there's no love coming back and all these people's expectations that she met, now they're entitled. I used to do it and you don't do it now. And she keeps pleasing. Now this baby's grown up. And she earns money. She's got marriage. She's got friends. She's buying things. But she's coming back home and has that emptiness. She's like, what is this emptiness? I've got everything. Oh, this emptiness is the lack of parenting. And so from 0 to 14 during myelination, parents could have done something as soon as the child gets into 15. There's no way. And so what she does is she tries to create friendships and please friendships to feel anchored to them. She creates relationships to feel emotionally anchored to them. And anything small happens in those relationships, boom, she feels abandoned, she feels rejected, she feels small, she feels unseen, she feels unheard. That's her existence. And in one of those days, this girl walks around and meets a boy. This boy's like, "Oh, you're very beautiful, baby." And she's like, "You're talking to me?" He's like, "Yeah, phew, you're so beautiful. Such beautiful eyebrows, such beautiful eyes." And she's like, "Oh, really?" She's never had that. And he's like, "Hey, here you go, a bouquet of roses for you." And she takes those roses and, ooh, it's the most important thing for her. It's love. It's almost like someone who hasn't eaten for 3 months and gets a little bit of bread. It's that feeling. And when she gets this, she keeps it into a tiny glass room. And she's like, "I've got my roses." And he goes, "Hey, do you want to date me?" And she goes, "Really?" She's like, "If you love me like this every day, I will date you." And he says, "Yeah." Why does he say yeah? What happens to a man? As soon as a man gets attention, it releases dopamine. It's a reward system for his masculinity. So he will not say, here, you ask him anything at that point in time, he'll say yes to achieve the target because the reward is constantly releasing dopamine, which is feeling good. It's like smoking a cigarette after a long day. He said, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll love you." And she says, "Okay, come on now." And the relationship starts, and the relationship now fits into that emptiness that she had. And now the existence of the relationship becomes the existence of herself. Her validation is the relationship's validation. Her relevance is the relationship's relevance, and she becomes the relationship. When she does become the relationship, understand that she comes from a space of lack of love. When she comes from lack of love, a drop of love feels like an ocean of love. So she doesn't know how much love is enough and how much love is not. And let's say 6 months, 8 months later, and I'm sorry to say the quality of men have degraded devastatingly. And let's say 7 months later, the man walks in a narcissist. And he goes, "Oh." And she's sitting there, holding the warmth of a cheek, and she's weeping. And she looks at him, and she looks back at the roses and says, "Hey, I have the roses, don't I? Hey, he may be angry today. It's okay. I have the roses. He loves me. He loves me. He loves me. It's okay." Next day he goes, comes back, kicks her in the stomach, and she falls. She comes back and she's crying. She's crying. She's looking at it. And she, "Oh, it's okay. I have the roses." He's angry, isn't it? I need to stay in this relationship, isn't it? It's okay. This is what's the point of me? I should be in the relationship. That's when I'm a good wife. That's where I'm a good girlfriend. Mummy? Huh? Yes, yes. Mummy saying yes, yes. Okay. And her daughter is like, "Hey, mom, walk out of this relationship. This is not serving you." What does she say? "No, baby. This is all I have. I have nothing else." And so she's scared of abandonment from an abandoned relationship. Thank you, mom and dad. That is what lack of love has done to her because she does not understand how much love is enough. In 7 days, 5 days, there's toxic, and 2 days she gets love, and she holds on to those 2 days. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe it's okay. Yeah. And then 5 days, why don't you love me? Why don't you see me? Why don't you love me? Why don't you see me? And oh, you're here. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And she makes do with it. And so the day this relationship walks out of her emptiness, oh, she cannot take it because she'll go back to her emptiness, and that emptiness is her reality. That is who she is. That is where she needs to be. And as soon as this comes out, it feels like something's cut off her body, and that's the pain she will feel. So she will compensate everything and be in a toxic relationship to fill that emptiness and be in there. Let's say take it out, and now she's the empty space. When she's in the empty space, that is her. She's supposed to be here. To come back to your question, in that emptiness, this person looks back at the 5-year-old Steven, the 8-year-old Steven, the 10-year-old Steven, the 12-year-old Steven. And Steven thinks he's walked away. He thinks he's come a long way and he thinks he's left all of them. Oh no, sir, he's standing there. He's still feeling unseen. He's still feeling unheard. He's still feeling abandoned. He's still feeling rejected. He's feeling unnurtured. And until and unless he creates a relationship with herself, until unless she prioritizes herself, until unless she sees herself, respects herself, nothing is working. That emptiness cannot be filled by someone else because only Stevan knows his journey. Only Stevan knows his pain. And only Stevan can see Stevan and love Stevan the way Stevan needs. But when Stevan thinks that she is able to fulfill my emptiness, that is wrong. She herself is empty. She cannot. She can do her job and you got to do yours. And when she comes back, when you activate Devi in a woman, she saw herself. She's suddenly seen herself. She sees her power. And that's when it comes back. The confidence is coming back. Esteem is coming back. The doubt is gone. The decision making is clear. And now she is first. When she is first, any relationship she holds is on top. When it goes, she's standing. This person is called an insecure, anxious person. What she wants in a relationship is words of affirmation every day. Oh, baby, you're beautiful. I love you. I'm so grateful for you. You're so cute. Oh, you're my power. You're my queen. You're everything. Oh, let me look at your leg. Every day, words of affirmation. She wants quality time. What is quality time? Hey, babe, would you not go to work today? And he says, yeah, okay, I'm here. I'm here. What's up? And she's like, oh, nothing's up. Like, I just want you to be around me. Okay. And she's got an expression on the face. And so they expect the man to gauge the expression and gauge the emotion. And so there are two kinds of men, one can and one cannot. And let's say she's with someone that cannot. She will spell it out. Yesterday I went to office and I submitted this report to my manager and he said shit to me and I feel sad and I feel unseen. Now there are two kinds of men, sir. First kind of man. What report? Show me. Okay, I'm just texting you the report. You send it to the manager. Problem solved. Solved. The problem solver, logical man. Women don't need a problem solver. They have Google, they have ChatGPT, they have me. So they don't need a problem solver. What they need, the second kind of man, the Stevan kind of man. Oh, which manager? That manager, that monkey? Oh, you're my queen. You come to me, baby. Listen, you want me to go beat him up? No? Okay, know that you are the strongest. Know that you're doing a favor by going to that office. Know that you are of immense value, baby. You don't want to worry. You want to leave the job? No? Okay, well, baby. Bye, sweetheart. Okay, you want to get coffee? You want to get coffee? All right, let's go. Yeah, now you've changed the emotional pattern of the woman. That's how you become an emotionally available man. It's not about the job. It's not about the manager. It's about just me. She's changed everything. She wants physical touch, not sex. Physical touch. Oh, but don't. Yes. So this is what an insecure, anxious woman would want. Walking to the third house. In the third house, there's a 5-year-old baby boy. He's running around the living room. Mom's in the kitchen cooking. He runs. He falls down. No one comes. Second time he runs and falls. No one comes. Third time he runs and falls. No one comes. Fourth time he runs and falls. No one comes. And then he's like, yeah, maybe no one's coming. Okay. And then he looks outside the room. And in that house, either there's constant conflict or constant silent treatment. Constant conflict or constant silent treatment. And when he's looking out and he's looking at mom crying and dad shouting, and he's like, oh my God. And so now, of course, this boy has not even received the basic love. So he's not even concerned because he's not even seen love. But what he wants to do is not create any more problems. So he will please. Like, mom, you okay? Mom, are you okay? Dad, you okay? No problem. I'm here. I'll do it. At a very young age, he goes too fast. Where he's like, I'll do it. Don't worry. No, mom, you okay? Hey, why do you do that? I'm sorry. No problem. Don't shout at me. Why you want that? No, I don't want it. It's okay. It's okay. So I'm not walking. He's walking on eggshells the whole time in his own house because there's constant conflict. And the way he copes with conflict is, and so then conflict is coming, and then he's not validated in his own house, and he walks out of home, and then he has friends. They're like, hey, what's up? How's it going? You okay? You guys okay? It's nice to see you. Yeah, we've been thinking friends are going, and this. Oh, they're going. Oh shit. I need to go home. Do I have to go home? And then he walks home. It's like, are they fighting? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my. So his life, his childhood, his constant conflict, and his coping mechanism is to please and not upset. And his validation is outside his house, which is friendships. This man, no one knows him. No one will know him. He has this huge wall on his heart. He's never been able to trust his parents. Can you imagine? He cannot trust anyone until and unless someone really comes through, either a therapist or a partner who's secure. He cannot trust naturally. And this boy grows up now, and now he's earning money. Now he's doing a lot of things, and he's famous, and he's doing his things now. And see, on the outside, he meets a man. Hey, what's up? How's it going? The social image. He's got a social image. Yeah. No one in the social circle knows him. No one's even gotten into who he is. And when he's got a social, when he comes back home, and he's like, and then he's got a wife who is insecure, anxious. And the wife is like, babe, you used to love me before. You used to say you love me. There's so much that you used to do before. It's almost like you don't want to do anything. Why are you like this? He's like, oh, no, no, I love you, baby. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Don't worry about. He's going to say it and he's going to detach from the conversation in 5 minutes. Another day, the wife is going to come around. They've had a fight, and he's like, a couple of days back, we had a fight at night, and I feel this, and I feel that, and I feel this, and I feel that. An anxious woman, she will express. And so the man, something that she's expressed is this. The man is going to minimize that. And so you got to stop overthinking. You're constantly taking out things from the past, and you're constantly overthinking, Stop it, stop it. It's okay. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Don't worry about it. Just sleep, and things will be fine. And so this man cannot express emotions. This man cannot handle conflict. He will take the carpet, put it under, put it under, put it under, dismiss, dismiss. Babe, can you stand up for me in front of them? Leave it, let it be. Let it be. It's okay. Babe, can you talk to him? Let it be. It's okay. When he's with friends, he's different. Hey, what's up? How's it going? How's it going? Even when he's friends and his wife calls, his tone is different. Yeah, tell me. Huh? Okay. Yeah, I'll be home. I'll be home. Bye. When he comes, baby, how are you? Social image. That's his place of validation. Home is place of conflict. So this man is constantly doing something or the other, doing something or the other, something or the other. Always on the run. Ask him to sit down. 2 hours with his wife without phone or TV. Not happen.
And
He
it could be a mix, right?
Yes, and anxious about
Like,
could be a mix. Yes, absolutely could be a mix.
and even the household could also change, right? You could
Yes.
have consistent parenting at some
And
point in time. And then what was the name of the last one? So there was consistent, inconsistent.
the last one is dismissive and avoidant personality. So we're going to the last one is actually lack of parent. So so the
Yeah,
parents are too
because
involved.
I felt I had a mix.
You had a mix.
I felt like in the beginning I had like overprotective,
Yeah,
like the first one, but like so protective that somewhere I felt like a patient, like like being taken to the hospital all the time, just someone being over worried.
yeah.
And then I feel like it moved into the last one, so I see how it could be a mix. So that the
Yes,
so
it's
that
absolutely possible for a mix. So then these are
mm,
three personality types, three attachment styles that every human has, something or the other. That affects the relationship because every human is in an emotional experience that's releasing the same kind of hormone. So what they expected from the parent or what they experienced with the parent is what they expect or experience with the partner.
yeah, it makes sense because that's why we get into relationships, and then in the beginning things seem so exciting and new, but once our partner gets to know us, then our trigger points, they seem to be the ones who trigger us the
Yeah, and
deepest.
the dismissive and avoidant man or woman is very tough to get to know because they don't trust easily and they will not upset someone. So it'll almost feel like he's doing it all, but on the inside, he's not invested. So it's tough. Everyone's coming from pain and everyone's coming from lack of love. And relationships will only work when we look beyond behavior, look beyond emotion, look beyond thought, we look beyond belief. And that's when a relationship will set in right.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that my wife has offered me this space to be who I truly am and to love me irrespective of what I'm going through. And she always pointed back at, this is not who you are.
Yeah.
I know you. and this is temporary. Everything in life is temporary. Doesn't matter if it's joy or anger, it's temporary, and it depends upon you if you get sucked into it and you just cycle in it,
Yeah.
or if you can get out of it. And I like what you said. I think like a therapist, somebody who could give you a little different picture, like, you know, looking at it and helping you understand why you're going through what you're going through. It's very, very important.
Yeah, I think the biggest medicine is humans themselves understand. And if as soon as you open humans to a perspective, oh, that is more powerful than a medicine. Understand?
And
And so we don't treat my clients are not patients. My clients are as strong as me. Probably some are stronger than me. And so when I work with them, I become them and they become me. And so we go to every intricate detail of their life and open stuff up and heal stuff from there and bring them back to where they're supposed to be. Your question was, how does someone go back and heal themselves? Was that the initial question? And
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to go overboard with your time. I don't know time limitation. So yeah, you take the stage and let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any boundaries in terms of timing, but I do feel I'm not sure where what would you like to go into with this. I mean, the one thing that you mentioned is communication, how important it is to express what we feel, how we feel. Another thing that I heard is accepting where you are right now, not being dismissive, not being avoidant, like seeing where you are, what you're feeling, what you're going through. And then the third one would be to go back to your past to understand why is this happening to me right now? Why am I behaving the way I am behaving? And to always question if this who I truly am? Is this who I want to be? Or is this something that I've picked up? So these are different things that I kind of now picked up from the conversation so far as to how somebody could address is if there is anything outside of that that you feel like should be mentioned now, be, you can definitely mention it. Otherwise, we could let just get get feedback from the audience
Yeah,
to hear what people feel, what resonated most with you. What do you want to dive deeper into? Is there any questions? You
yeah.
can share maybe how people can connect to you as well.
People can just connect to me through my Instagram, through you, through me. You know, I'm there, and my work is out there. When Steven, it's tough for me to just do surface. So very tough because I deal with humans and they're not psychologists, right? And so I can't just tell them, go journal, it'll be, oh, don't think about it, oh, it's just going to be fine, or just do some deep breathing. No, 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 no. Their lives depend on how we speak to them, right? And so I'm not going to start something that I cannot finish right now. But then when you
Yeah.
ask me a question of how to change the internal, it's 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 that's why people come to me. That's my job. But then I could very beautifully explain it, but it's not going to be done in more. It's going to be a good 35-40 minute talk.
Yeah.
So I don't want to.
Maybe another time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
fine. I
yes.
understand. But yeah, they can get in touch through you, through me. But the whole point is everyone
Yeah.
should kind of get to the core of who they are, try to break
Mm,
out of the societal shackles, break out of what they are expected to do as a man or a woman, break out the shackles of what they're expected to do as a son or a daughter, to be able to question everything that they have been doing, every behavior that they've had. It's important to understand that from trauma is an experience. That experience is basically a human has an emotion, a relationship, a situation. Something happens, the brain perceives it and releases an emotion. That emotion needs to be expressed. If it's not expressed, it's suppressed. When it's suppressed, it creates a sensation. When it creates a sensation, that's the beginning of trauma. And so, if that is an event, so from a traumatic event comes, the core belief system. You have beliefs, and from beliefs come your thoughts, from thoughts come your feelings, and from feelings come your behaviors. And when you tell me I want to change my behaviors, you cannot change your behaviors if you don't change your feelings, don't change your thoughts, you don't change your beliefs, and don't heal from the trauma. Trauma is essentially to release stuck up emotion from a particular event that has created a particular belief in you. Smallest way. You can also reach out. My website's out there now, so you're able to click on the website and know a little more about me and my wife, and what we do. My Instagram is life stuff of what I do and my work, and of course Facebook is there. So if you want to pin all of that into your system, and people will ask you, and
Yeah.
you can let them hear. But I understand their time is of essence here, and I've had a lovely time with you.
Yes, thank you, thank you. I think you already have given so much value, and there's a lot of things that I feel are here to be processed. So I don't want to overwhelm the
Yeah,
audience as well. I think this has been an incredible conversation, and to everyone listening, what's one key takeaway that really hit home for you? Drop it in the comments. I'll 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 definitely put down your details in the description as well if anybody wants to connect. And yeah, until next time.
thank you,
Thank you.
Steven. And also, like, before you go, know that I'm who I am because my wife created me this way. And it's
Yeah,
important to understand the importance of a woman in each one of our lives. Okay, it's nice to see you. God bless the both of you. I'm very honored to be here. I
yeah.
wish Twisted Reality a lot of luck. I hope you
Thank you.
imbibe more and more and more and more as you grow. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.